Moments later, movement near the vehicle slows. The drone spots a van on a snowy road. Several enemies jump out and scatter in different directions. The open terrain offers little cover. The drone tracks one of the fleeing figures. Moments later, movement near the vehicle slows. A drone approaches over the snow-covered railway tracks. An occupying soldier stands still and watches it come closer. He makes no attempt to move away. In a muddy woodland area without snow, two occupying soldiers move along a rough path on a quad bike. The footage appears older, with wet ground and fading light. Midway through the scene, a drone descends toward them. One rider jumps off and runs aside. The second continues forward, hitting a large mound and lifting briefly into the air. The drone reaches him mid-flight, and the movement ends abruptly. An occupying soldier sits beside the rusted frame of a destroyed building. The area is quiet and deserted. He kneels with his head lowered, possibly resting or hiding. There is no visible reaction as a drone approaches from above. Within seconds, it reaches his position, and the scene ends abruptly. In a heavily damaged village, a drone moves between shattered houses, scanning for movement. Roofs are broken, walls are partially collapsed, and the streets are empty. After several passes, it detects an occupying soldier hiding inside a garage without doors. The structure is half destroyed, offering little cover. The drone adjusts its path and flies directly inside. Moments later, the movement inside stops. In the final seconds, a second drone captures the scene from above, showing the impact from a bird's-eye view. Two occupying soldiers walk across an open, snow-covered field with no visible cover around them. The landscape is flat and exposed. A drone approaches one of them from the front and descends quickly. It reaches his position, and he falls to the ground. He appears conscious, moving slightly as the second soldier steps away from the blast area. Moments later, the second soldier also collapses in the snow, remaining still. The field grows quiet for a brief moment. Then another kamikaze drone enters the frame, flying low and directly toward the second soldier. It closes the distance without hesitation. The contact happens within seconds, and the movement in the area stops. In the final moments, flames and secondary bursts are visible against the white snow before the scene concludes. An occupying soldier moves through a destroyed village, walking slowly among broken walls and scattered debris. Roofs are gone, windows are empty, and the streets are silent. He stops in the middle of the ruins and stands still for several seconds, with no visible cover around him. The drone approaches from above and adjusts its path. In the final seconds, footage from another drone shows the kamikaze drone flying directly toward him. A burst follows, and the scene ends. The footage shows an occupying soldier entering a large agricultural structure on the outskirts of a village. The building appears to have once been used as a livestock facility. It is heavily damaged, with no roof remaining, only exposed beams stretching across the frame. Walls are partially broken, and debris covers the ground inside. The soldier is visible moving through the open interior, with little protection around him. A drone circles nearby, adjusting its angle and maintaining distance. It hovers briefly, then changes direction and closes in. Moments later, the contact occurs inside the structure, the activity in the building stops and the scene concludes. This segment presents a sequence of drone engagements across different locations. In open fields, along damaged roads, and between ruined buildings, small groups of occupying infantry move cautiously through exposed terrain. The drones approach from varying angles, sometimes descending quickly, other times circling before closing in. In each case, the movement on the ground slows or stops after contact. The environments differ, but the pattern remains consistent: brief motion, rapid approach, and a sudden end to activity. The montage concludes with fading smoke and quiet landscapes. This segment shows a series of drone engagements targeting various pieces of enemy equipment across different areas. Armored vehicles move along damaged roads, supply trucks attempt to cross open ground, and light transport units remain parked near tree lines or ruined structures. The landscapes shift from snow-covered fields to muddy terrain and shattered industrial zones. In several scenes, drones approach from high altitude, gradually descending as they align with their targets. In others, they appear suddenly from behind buildings or terrain features, closing the distance within seconds. Some vehicles attempt to maneuver or change direction, while others remain stationary. After contact, visible activity around the equipment decreases and smoke rises into the air. The footage captures impacts from multiple angles, including overhead views that reveal the scale of destruction in the surrounding area. Despite the variety of locations and vehicle types, the sequence follows a similar rhythm: movement, approach, contact, and silence. The montage concludes with scattered debris, lingering smoke, and empty roads stretching into the distance. This final segment presents a prolonged sequence of drone engagements involving occupying infantry across multiple sectors. The terrain changes from open farmland to broken villages and tree lines marked by shell damage. In several scenes, individuals move cautiously along narrow paths between collapsed houses or across exposed fields covered in snow or mud. Drones approach from different heights and directions. Some descend rapidly once a target is identified, while others circle briefly before closing in. The footage captures moments of hesitation, sudden movement, and attempts to find cover among ruins or shallow trenches. In many cases, the surrounding area remains quiet just seconds before contact. After each approach, visible activity slows or stops. Smoke drifts across damaged streets and open ground. The pattern repeats in varying landscapes, reinforcing the scale of drone operations in the area. The montage maintains a steady documentary tone, showing movement, approach, and conclusion without interruption. By the end of the sequence, the fields and ruins appear still once again. The area grows quiet, and the scene comes to a close.
Subscribe to the channel and leave a like.